Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing well. I am Alexia, welcome to Fireflies Lead Me Tarot and to your August reading. So for this one, you're gonna have 3 piles to choose from. And before I show you your options, here is the breakdown of this month's reading. So it's gonna be a pick and agate actually. So we're first gonna be checking with the oracle cards the energy of your month ahead, and then with the tarot we're gonna try to see what area or what in your life you're invited to focus on this month, what main challenge or challenges you can expect, any advice on how to best navigate it or them so that you can have fun this month still, and what's something that you're already doing that you should keep doing. And yeah, the bottom of the deck I'm gonna use as like extra energy confirmation or something like that. And there's one last little message deck that I'd like to use at the end for like extra little pep talk message. Now for your options. So 1 out of 3, they're all agate. Pile 1 is gonna be this peach agate. Pile 2 is this flower agate. And pile 3, I've seen 2 names for this. The shop I got this from called it moss agate, and then there's another place I went to with these same ones. They're called forest agate, so I'm not too sure, but it's the greens. So yeah, do take however long you need to pick your pile. I'll have the timestamps in the description down below so that you can meet me whenever your choice is made. And I'm gonna be starting with number 1. Hello pile 1, so if you picked the peach agate crystal, welcome to your reading. We're gonna dive right in and see with the oracle cards what the energy is like for you this month, and yeah, move on from there. So you have number 14, bronze, strengthen your body. You have mirror, who or what is triggering you. And you have the swan. Okay, so the first thing that came to mind seeing these 3 cards together, talking about the body, then the reflection with the mirror, and even the swan is reflected, is that you might put more emphasis on your external image, on your body this month. Be more, and I'm talking about this in a very like physical aspect, so taking care of your physical appearance, maybe trying to find maybe a style that you feel better in. Ultimately it's not just to send out an image that you think might be better, but it is to help you gain confidence. So I strongly believe that when you're more comfortable and more confident in the way you show yourself to the world, it does help you build inner confidence as well. Obviously that does not do the whole work or anything like that, but it can be helpful, and you might be a bit more into that this month. It's also definitely making me think that you might want to take care of your body more. So it can be through different things, like going to the gym if that's something you enjoy, but it can also be more about tending to your body in softer ways. So making sure that if you do go to the gym and are quite active physically, that you do have enough time to rest and to let your body like heal itself and things like that. So yeah, that was the first thing, like very physical and regarding your image, the one you have and the one you show to the world, being more in control of that, but not in a way that's overly judgmental of yourself, more in a way where you're actually satisfied and happy with what you show, which I do think is important. Like to be proud of yourself, of it can be even just you're satisfied with how you accessorize your outfits and things like that, you know. But yeah, that's the first thing. And I I do understand that that's pretty surface level. There is a deeper layer to that, which would be that you're reconnecting with your body, and not just in the sense of your physical vessel, but in the sense of your body is what is allowing your soul to speak to you, to communicate with you, to be connected with you, like your mind, your ego, to send you messages and nudges in ways to move forward and things like that. So I do feel that even if it's starting and coming from a place of I want to feel better in my body, I want to look better, I want to be more satisfied with what I present to the world, with how I present myself to the world, ultimately it's gonna lead to you being more in tune with your body and in tune with your soul in the long run. Now, if I just dive maybe a bit deeper into each card, the bronze one, it does talk of releasing patterns that are not helping you, releasing irrational fears and things like that, so that it can make space for incoming abundance. It does talk quite a lot of like wealth and being able to attract abundance and what's good for you, and ultimately to trust your instinct, which I do again strongly believe they come like through your body. So yeah, you're just gonna be more connected, and in turns it's gonna help you maybe make better decisions for yourself, whether it be for your professional life, your relationships, whatever it is that is like at the forefront. That's what's helping you a lot. With the mirror, it does say who or what is triggering you, and what's important to remember is that a trigger can be positive or negative. Like, it's not always bad. I know we tend to use it as like, oh, I was so triggered by this, and that's not a positive that's coming from it. But with this one, it's both, and it's just asking you to take the time to study or assess where your triggers are coming from, and to try not to put people on pedestals as well. So that would be for, I want to say, a positive trigger. So you see someone you admire and it kind of triggers something in you, and the question is, well, what is it triggering? Why is it triggering that? Am I putting this person on a pedestal and so making myself believe that I cannot achieve what they have or reach a level of mastery that they have, even if you're not like interested in the same a kind of work life or anything like that, but just seeing some people reach a certain level, is it triggering something in you? Most likely it's that you have the capacities within you to reach that level of mastery as well, and taking them down from the pedestal is gonna help you realize that the path is available for you as well. And same thing, if ever you realize that you're looking down on some people, try to see why. There might be some stuff that you need to confront within yourself, maybe limiting beliefs that you have about yourself, and seeing them expressed in someone else just awaken something. It's a lot about really diving within and seeing what your experiences or the people that you encounter, so your outside world, what is it reflecting to you, and how you can use that to grow and tend to parts of yourself that maybe you were not like seeing. Mostly it's gonna highlight what you're invited to work on. And this one is all about creativity. So you might feel that you need to spend more time alone this month of August, to really be able to tap into what's within you and to be a bit more in silence, maybe, so that you can hear the voice within and let your ideas come to the surface. So yeah, it could be quite the introspective month where you dig up things, and I feel like when that happens, it's quite important to stay grounded so that your feelings, your emotions, whatever's coming up has a place to go, which any kind of exercise I feel is good for that, because at least it has like the energy has a place to go, and then you're a lot more grounded and at peace to have a clearer mind going into what you need to sift through emotionally. So that's the first thing. But August, it feels like it's gonna be a period of reconnecting with your body so that you can tune into your intuition, your creative side, maybe something that was dormant for a while. And it's probably not gonna be a super like creative or building month, but it's making me think that you're going back to the basic and really, it's like I'm sorry, I'm all over the place, but I think I got the image right finally. It's like you have a garden that you want to grow, but it just was left to do things on its own for a while, and now you have a clear vision of what you want that garden to be, or at least you know that you want to see it grow and like more organized, and you have a vision for it. And so before you can plant the seeds and be like, oh, I'm gonna have roses over there and daisies there and a patch of tomatoes and whatever, you need to take out all the, like, not bad plants, I forgot the name, I'm so sorry, but all the, like, the dead leaves and all of that, and the roots of things that are not growing anymore, so that you can have a clean slate and start your garden. And August feels like that stage where you're cleaning out everything and making room for what's coming in to grow for good. Yeah, hopefully that made sense and you see where I'm going with that. But yeah, we're gonna dive into your tarot now. I think there is room for them here. I finally thought to put my phone higher up, so everything can stay in frame. Okay, so pile one, we're first gonna see what you're invited to focus on this month. What are my people with pile one invited to focus on this month? What are my Peach Agate people invited to focus on this month? Oh my god. That is way too many things. Oh my god. Okay. Let's try that again. What are you invited to focus on this month? What are my people of pile one invited to focus on? Like 5 cards fell out, so what are my people of pile one invited to focus on this month of August? Okay. That is still way too many. The same one fell out though. Some of the same ones. Yeah, you might be letting some stuff go, because the 5 of Cups and the 3 of Swords both fell both times. Okay, let's pretend we did not see that. I'm gonna pull all the cards for all questions. So yeah, I'll try to have this time, the timestamps at where the reading starts. What challenge or challenges can my people of Paiwan expect this month of August? What challenge or challenges can my people of Paiwan, expect this month of August? What challenge or challenges? Oh my god. What challenge or challenges can my people of Taiwan expect this month of August 2026? Okay, maybe you don't have any challenge this month. What challenge or challenges can my people of Taiwan expect this month, upcoming month of August? Okay. Any advice on how to best navigate that? Okay. Let's get another one. Any advice on how to best navigate? Okay, I'm only taking the ones coming out, but the sand flipped over for good. So, any advice on how to best, navigate them? Okay, the sand, the 7 of Wands, and there's another one that flipped over that I do want to see, please. Oh, the 9 of Cups. Okay. And finally, what is something the people of Taiwan are already doing that they should keep doing? Okay, I think you need to see this one because it flew out. Something the people of Taiwan are already doing that they should keep doing. Something. Ooh. Oh, okay, almost went into the candle. Okay, let's go. So, ooh. Oh, I love that for you. So you have the High Priestess at the bottom of your deck. She's Major Arcana number 2. She's kind of like the bridge between the conscious and the subconscious. So seeing how you have a lot of focus on your body, which I interpreted as you also being able to reconnect with your soul, that definitely feels like a thing going on. And yeah, this energy of connecting what you cannot see or perceive yet by being grounded into yourself, and then that's coming up. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Now for the things you're invited to focus on this month. Can I grab this card? No. It's a lot of fun getting your nails done, but then I can do anything with them. Okay, so for something you should or you're invited to focus on this month, you have the Justice card and the Temperance card, which are both Major Arcana. Temperance is card number 4. I do want to mention that in this deck, Justice is number 8, and I believe this specific deck followed the original. And in most tarot, the 8 is the Strength card and Justice is card number 11. But this specific deck follows, I believe, the Tarot de Marseille like spread. I will have it either on screen or in the description if I got that wrong. But yeah, it's not the same number. And now I'm just noticing that you only got even numbers. So maybe something is evening out in your life as well. And with these 2 cards, it kind of feels like that. Now, as something you should focus on, I would say that it's a lot about remembering that like what goes around comes back around with the justice. So if the scales have been unbalanced, you're invited to try and see where it's coming from. Is this something you have any say in, any possibility to act so that they can become balanced again? If so, definitely try and take action towards that to find more balance in your life. Maybe you've been in your head a lot and now it's time to take care of your body. Maybe you've been acting a lot without thinking all the consequences through or without a long-term vision, and now it's time to see where you actually want to go so that you can build like your long-term plan, or at least some of the steps to move forward. And with temperance, I'd say that if you realize that there's been an imbalance in your life and that you need to bring the scales back into balance, it's okay. Do not pour all of yourself into that new mission that you found, and to take the time to really build your path there. Temperance is about, well, being, how do I put this? It's just temperance. how do you explain that word? It is about, again, finding balance, but they give me the same energy, both of these cards. I see the justice as understanding that what goes around comes back around. So actions of consequences, they can be good ones, but there's always the scales of everything need to be balanced. With temperance, I see it more as internal, so how you act for yourself in the world, like not going overboard, not pouring all your energy into your work and then not any into your relationships, just things like that. Basically giving enough to everything so that you don't end up with any empty cups, if that makes sense. So these two together for the month of August, and seeing your oracle cards as well, I would say the main thing to focus on would be to find balance, maybe find a new rhythm that works for you, to make room for all that is important in your life. Basically, give yourself time to be bored as well. You don't have to be busy 24/7. If you're the opposite and tend to be quite on your own, it's okay to also seek out connections and spend time with your friends, your family, if that's something you're able to do, or just with people. And again, I understand that it really depends on where you live and what your circumstances are, but if you have the ability, if you don't have like close people around you, it can be just like going to a new cafe every weekend, or yeah, trying that new restaurant that you've been thinking about, and being surrounded by people who are also there to spend a good time. Maybe, yeah, building new habits. I don't know if it's warm and sunny enough where you are. It's like having a picnic at the park near your house every Saturday for lunch. Like little things like that that can bring you joy and not make you feel isolated, but still give you enough space to be with yourself. Hopefully that made sense. Now moving on to the challenge or challenges you can expect this month. Okay, I'm struggling again. You got the 8 of Swords. Oh, and the 9 of Swords. Okay. So I'm gonna tell you, it's all in your head. Like, whatever's going on. Okay, I'm not gonna tell you it's all in your head, whatever's going on. I'm gonna tell you that whatever's going on, you're making it seem worse in your mind. That's more like it, because I, again, do not know what your life is like, your circumstances and anything like that. And if you're in a complicated situation, you have all the rights to feel the heaviness of it. Just do remember that what you feed your mind is gonna have a big impact on how you face challenges. If you go into a situation thinking, well, I'm never gonna make it through, I suck at this, I'm just the worst human being in the world, it's gonna be really, really hard for this situation to be pleasant, no matter what, even if it's a good thing. To give you an example, that's completely not shallow, but it's really not something deep. Last week, I had a friend who asked me if I wanted to go out an evening, and it was like organized by, I don't know if it's a company or what, but they have events several times a month where you can just go and also meet people. And there was a board games event, and she was like, okay, should we go to this? And when she offered, I was 100% so like, oh yeah, that seems fun, you know? And then on the day, I started not feeling it. Like, I didn't want to go out. I didn't feel good about myself. Like, I really got in my head about it. And I really had to consciously tell myself that it was going to be fine, and that ultimately, if I wanted to leave, no one was forcing me to stay the whole time, right? But it really took a lot of effort from my part to tell myself that I didn't need to think negatively about this. And I ended up having a great time. But I could have just spent the whole day being like, oh my god, I really don't want to go. I don't want to talk to people I don't know. I don't want to spend hours away from home. Like, I could have stayed in this it's all just a hassle mindset and gotten there and not been in the best energy as well. And maybe I wouldn't have had a good time, because I do think that people can kind of tell when you're not like open to at least be friendly. And ultimately I had such a good time, and I'm definitely like scared to go again because I'm not a very social person, but 100% considering it and considering other things to do. So yeah, I went on a whole tangent for that, but that's just to like try to really drive the idea that the main challenge this month for you is gonna be your mind. Eight of Swords is your limiting beliefs. Like, you can see, no one is keeping her stuck there. Like, she could move around the swords. Maybe she can even pick one up to move it out of the way, and there's like a something to help her get down. I'm sorry, I forgot the word of that. And like her hair's going in her face, but the Eight of Swords is really the limitations you put on yourself. So be mindful of that. And same thing with the Nine of Swords. This is more about anxiety and anxious thoughts looping in your mind, but they're both basically telling you it's all in your head. Or, as I mentioned earlier, your mind is making the situation seem worse than what really is. So, as much as you can, try to see just the facts, and even if things are complicated, try finding the silver linings in your life, even if it's not this specific situation, and reinforce these positives in your brain so that at least you can focus on something that's positive. And I strongly believe that in doing that, it helps you at least keep more of your energy than you spend on negativity. And then when you have the actual challenges coming up, you're more like ready, or you have more within you to face them. Now, let's see the advice so that you can navigate them better. So you have the Hierophant, number 5, and all the three of Swords. think it's funny you have the Hierophant. It's kind of the High Priestess counterpart. So the Hierophant, as advice, I'd take as if you're facing a challenge, try to see if there's like a solution to it that has been tried out before. It's like the tried and true method, basically. So seeing what has worked before to get over this challenge and putting it into motion in your life. It can also be seeking out advice from someone with more expertise than you. So definitely do not be scared to ask for help, because it's very likely that someone or some people are more than willing to help you go through this. The Three of Swords, I mean, that's kind of the heartbreak card, as you can see. With this one though, it feels, if you look closer, I'm gonna show you. Honestly, I don't believe that these three pieces belong to the same heart. Like, there's no way. They don't all fit together. I've been thinking about that watching it, and it's just, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong though, but I am struggling to see how they would. Maybe because it is this sword. Maybe I'm wrong, but it doesn't seem to me that they belong to that heart. So it kind of feels like you've been trying to make stuff fit that don't fit together. Maybe you're invited to see, or you're advised to see how the pieces don't fit together and find either other pieces or let them go and build something different from each of the pieces. The Three of Swords is also can be like the war between the heart and the mind. So seeing what you truly desire, what your mind desires, and not finding common ground between these. So definitely do take some time to reassess what your true desires are. And another way I read this card, and I've been reading it that way for me a lot because I tend to do that, so we're in this together if that's you too, is how much pain is your mind putting your heart through. Like, how much are you, like, how long are you making the pain last just because you keep going over it over and over in your mind, when really if you took a second to breathe out and look into yourself, you'd realize that your heart is over it, or like you've started the healing process in your heart, but just your mind cannot let go of that. Yeah, so as advised, these two together, I definitely see them as going over a solution that's already worked before, and or asking for help of someone who has maybe solutions for you, and understanding that probably the pain isn't really there anymore and you're just stuck in this mindset. Maybe you've started to let this pain define who you are. It's become such an integral part of who you are that it's hard to let it go, because once that's not there, who are you? That's the whole question, but you have like the rest of your life to figure it out. So I think that's exciting. Who can you be when you're happy? Who can you be when you have it all? And I think you're gonna figure out that, yeah, letting it go is gonna be a bit hard, and it also means that maybe you have to leave some situations, some people behind, versions of yourself behind, but everything that's coming is gonna be so much better for you that ultimately it's gonna, I'm gonna say, make the pain worth it. Yeah. Now, for something you're already doing that you should keep doing, we got, oh, ooh, the Queen of Swords and the Emperor. Ooh, Major Arcana number 4. I just got reminded of something. you had other cards that flipped over. There was the Sun, Seven of Wands, and Nine of Cups, if I remember correctly. Just to touch upon that, because I do think it's something you might struggle to tap into. The Sun would be to really focus on the good that's in your life already. Like as advice, that's how I'm seeing it. The Seven of Wands would be for me to stand your ground. So if you know that something isn't for you anymore, even if the people around you are not understanding of it, deep down you know better. So it's okay. You don't have to be mean or petty about it, but just assert your boundaries. You're allowed to have them. And the Nine of Cups is the like wish card. So like express your wildest dreams, your biggest wishes. It's very likely that you're gonna be able to make them come true, or like maybe focus on them, or just to start to see how much growth can still happen in your life. Yeah. Okay, so 4 things that you're already doing that you're invited to keep doing. Seeing that we have a Queen and the Emperor, they're like feminine and masculine, no matter how you identify. I'd say that you have at least some kind of balance between these energies within yourself, so that's great. Keep doing that. The Queen of Swords, she's like very logical. She can be a bit cold sometimes, kind of blunt, but she's really able to see things for what they truly are. And definitely seeing that these could be the challenges this month, that's going to be a big help. So do rely on that. If you recognize yourself in this, definitely tap into that energy. That's going to help you a lot. And the Emperor, he's kind of the one that can build anything from anything. So I'd say that you've probably been taking action towards your dreams already, or if not, you have started to have a plan. Like keep tapping into that energy and building, even if it's small things and like small steps. Ultimately it's gonna add up to a lot. So, and for these two, I do feel that they're not the most fun cards in the tarot, especially as like people cards. But maybe that's what you need, like more structure at the moment. So if you feel that you've been really sticking to a routine and people around you are like, oh, you should let loose more, or things like that, and you're like, but I'm fine like this, I actually feel like I'm really not in control, as in I'm not being flexible at all, but you feel like you're being steady and consistent this way, do not let other people sway you from that, just for the sake of doing something different. If you feel that that's right for you and that your routine is working, it's fine to keep it. There are other opportunities to be a bit like crazy. Like you don't have to destroy something you've built to make other people happy and to try new things. Honestly, I feel like as long as you're flexible to let interesting things happen to you, like you don't have to forget like all your boundaries, all your set, I don't know, timers. That's not at all what I meant to say, but yeah, your routine, your structure, yeah, if you have that. But yeah, so that's what I have for your tarot and your reading for August. I do want to leave you with a little message from the angels. Okay, so let's get a last message for my bitch Agate people of pile 1. What's something they need to... Let me check. Can I get you another one? For my people of pile 1. there? Yeah. Okay. Oh, you have protection at the bottom of your deck. Just. But then for your messages, you got vision. A positive attitude requires a positive outlook. Visualize each person surrounded by love and light in the present situation. Be sure to include yourself as well. Your love has the power to influence and transform the upcoming events. Oh my god, why are we not talking about that? I'm gonna put this here on the Eight of Swords. And you have courage, like bravery. You are capable, so take action. Us angels are supporting you. Oh my god, I love that for you. So yeah, just maybe working on your mindset is gonna be a theme for you this month. With the Queen of Swords, I do feel like you're, or maybe it's good to stay like logical and focused. Just not if it keeps you in a negative loop, basically. But yeah, that's a good practice, I feel. Do not forget to include yourself in this. And no matter what, you're supported in what you're starting and what you're doing. So yeah, pile one, this is all I have for you for the month of August for today. If it did resonate or you enjoyed it in any capacity, feel free to let me know in the comments or with a like so that I know where we stand on this. My intention is to be more consistent here, so if ever you want to catch the next one, feel free to subscribe as well. And in any case, thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. It was an honor. It was a pleasure to spend this moment with you. I do hope it was a little bit uplifting. If ever it did not resonate, obviously do leave it behind. You know better than anyone what is and isn't for you. And yeah, I'll hopefully see you in the next one still. So until then, please take the very best care of yourselves. Bye! Hello pile 2, so if you've picked the flower agate, this is gonna be your reading. It is the next day and there's not as much sun, I feel, so if the lighting is a bit different, hopefully it's still clear enough. And yeah, if things have moved around a bit, that is the reason why. But we're gonna be diving right into your reading. So as mentioned in the intro, we're gonna check the general energy of your month with the oracle cards and then move on with the tarot to see a bit more what you can expect for the month of August. So your first oracle is number 37, blue. Activate your healing power. You also have don't dim to fit in. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? And finally, unicorn. Ooh, pile 2. With these three, the main theme that's coming up is you reconnecting to your intuition, especially, or like more specifically, oh my god, I'm sorry, I cannot speak today, more specifically through like your third eye or third eye activation, if that's something you're looking into or have been interested in. Mostly I'm saying this, well, all cards point to that. So you obviously have the unicorn, which has its horn right on the point we imagine the third eye to be. This one has like all the, it's the same person. They have their hands before their eyes, and then you have the eye above their head, which obviously reminded me of the third eye. And I'm fairly sure the third eye chakra is indigo, or is that the crown? No, the crown is purple, so you're deep blue. And yeah, I can't help but think of that with this. Okay, pile 2, I'm trying to make this a bit better. I have my window open, but there's a lot of wind outside, so I'm not sure the sound is the greatest. If you can hear the wind outside, I'm so sorry. I closed my window a bit, so it should be better, hopefully. But yeah, main theme is reconnecting to your intuition, and doing so through any kind of third eye activation. With the activate your healing power, it can be healing towards you, so working on things that make you feel better, but also for others, depending on your situations and the events coming up. The color blue is also making me think, and just I feel like collectively connected to like calm, healing, and also focus, so bringing all of that into your life. But one of the main other theme, pile 2, I have a question, because your message, when I saw the cards, it seemed pretty clear, but I'm really struggling to put it into words. So, and it's not because I don't believe in what I'm gonna say, but it's just very hard to make it come out, and I feel kind of scattered, and external circumstances are just having too much an impact. Like I'm worrying about the wind outside, I'm worrying about the noise my window is making when it's opening and closing. So I don't know if that's something you're dealing with, especially since the other main message I got from this is to let your light shine, to allow yourself to express your authentic self. And I feel like that's something you have not been doing up until this point, or you were not giving yourself the right and the authorization to do so. Maybe you've been trying to blend it into the situations you were in, or to not disturb the people around you. And now there's the bell ringing. There's a church not far from where I live, and it's 3 p.m. So yeah, maybe that can be a sign for any of you, like bells ringing or some kind of call to wake up to that, to your light, to your right to make your light be seen, to your right to embody your light. It's a lot of that, and to also make you understand that just because other people are triggered by you shining and maybe picking a path that does not seem not agreeable, but not like average, like the average person would pick, it's not your job to heal people from their own limitations. And you might realize this month that you're finally choosing yourself. You're finally allowing yourself to stand into your truth, into your authenticity, to be your full self, no matter the circumstances. And I mean, this then can go two ways. Either some people are gonna be triggered by it and feel threatened by it, either because they don't have this in themselves and they think that because they don't, they're less than, and they can't see what they have within themselves, or it's gonna trigger something that's more, I could do that too, I could choose that too, I could make different choices than the one I have been making, but they're not. And so that kind of makes them having to face a part of shadow that they have that they're maybe not willing to work on or work with, or, and it can be both actually, this will trigger that in other people, but instead of trying to make you feel guilty maybe for it, or to put the blame on you for making them feel bad, they're gonna realize that that's a chance that they finally realize that about themselves, and it's gonna make them want to grow and maybe pursue a path that's more aligned with them, like long term. Because that's kind of what it feels like for you this month. It's a lot about healing the things within you that are making you believe that you're not worthy of either being seen or going after what you truly desire. And then this whole process leads you to reconnect with your inner self. And by doing that, I feel like once you know yourself, your true raw self in a way, it's impossible to not embody that and to just be that. Like, you cannot wear a mask anymore, you cannot hide your light, you cannot dim your light anymore. And so you're just going to be that in the world. And then you could see your relationships change depending on how people receive that. It's again not your job to either make people heal, or I do think that it's okay to maybe help people understand what they're going through if that's something you have as well, but it's not your job to make them process the whole thing and reach next levels. Like, that's something very internal, very private, very intimate. So yeah. I kind of want to read you this page in the guidebook, because if you know it's the animal spirit oracle, and basically the deck is separated in 5 parts, and you have like water, earth, fire, and air, and you also have, what is it? And the last one is spirit, and it's just 7 cards, and each one represents a chakra. We've talked about the third eye, but I think it's very interesting. So the unicorn and the 6th chakra, it's no surprise the subtle essence of the unicorn card resides at the third eye, the exact place from which the unicorn's horn extends. This center is called the Ajna chakra, or common center. The ancient yogis believed it to be responsible for our intellect, intuition, and deepest wisdom. Some say our 2 eyes see the past and present, while the third eye peers into the future. I'm going to read you also the full page. Just this piece, what it's made me think is that maybe you've been also more aware and connected with what you could see. You've been integrating your past, the lessons of your past, You're seeing your current situation for what it truly is, and you're very strong from all this knowledge, and that also allows you to connect with something higher, more divine, to help you define where you want to go and have some kind of, not template, but an idea of how to move forward on your journey. But yeah, this one is also, I just love the guidebook for this. I think all Kim Krans' guidebooks are just extremely interesting, and they help me dive deeper, so hopefully there's something in there for you as well. But the unicorn is reconnecting to higher wisdom or divinity. It's difficult to see, hear, or think of a unicorn without immediately questioning if it's real. Did they ever exist? Perhaps long, long ago? The mind answers maybe, or it could be, or no way. This very contemplation explains our relationship with divinity and encapsulates our wavering belief in the unicorn. We wonder what divinity is. We wonder where our intuition comes from and if we can really trust it. We think about a higher power and our mind hesitates between yes, no, and maybe. Is it male or female? Does it have a name? Is it just a feeling? The unicorn card appears and wakes us up to curiosity about the higher self and the divine. It is a card of questioning, exploring, and contemplating the inexplicable. The mind's eye knows there is something beyond our day-to-day lives, a deeper dimension to our experiences. The mind's eye reaches and reaches and reaches out to grasp something more. You are the unicorn, and you have begun your quest for the answers. I love that for you. It really feels like expansion as well. And yeah, again, you've been probably very rooted in what is recently, or you've done a lot of work on your like current life reality, however you want to call it, and that's opening a door for you to dive deeper into something more. What's interesting with the unicorn is that I feel one of the messages is, or I believe one of the messages to be that you're very curious about it and you're ready and willing to look into it and to dive into it, but you won't take maybe what other people tell you at face value. They're still questioning, and they're still you connecting to your inner truth, and that being like the last word, having the last word. So that's quite an interesting period for you. Yeah, you might be a bit less connected with the physical the month of August, and a bit more with some kind of higher force. So yeah, let's get into your tarot now. And I think, hang on, is that okay? I should have put my phone high up enough that we can keep your oracles in frame. Okay, so I'm gonna pull all the cards for all the questions. I'm gonna try to have either a timestamp on screen or in the description if you want to skip that part. But for you, pile 2, first thing we want to see is something you're invited to focus on this month of August. Either an area of your life or some kind of energy. Something you're invited to focus on this month of August. Let's pretend we didn't see it. What are pile 2 invited to focus on this month of August? What are the people of pile 2 invited to focus on this month of August? What are the people of pile 2 invited to focus on this month of August? Wow, that is way too many. Invited to focus on this month of August. What are my flower cat people focus on this month of August? Is that no? Okay, did not come out. We'll check what they are though. What are my people of pile 2 invited to focus on this month of August? Okay. What are my flower cat? That is still way too many. What's going on? Pile 2. Okay. What are my people of pile 2 invited to focus on this month of August? not wanting to come out. What are my flower agate of people invited to focus on this month of August? Okay, that took forever. I shuffled for at least 2 minutes. Let me just see. The Emperor flipped over. Queen of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles, the Devil, the Star, the Queen of Swords, and the Judgment card. Okay. Next question is, what challenge or challenges can you expect this month of August? So what challenge or challenges can the people of Pile 2 expect this month of August? What challenge or challenges can the people of Pile 2 expect this month of August? What challenge or challenges can the people of Pile 2? Okay. Then we'd like to get some advice on how to best navigate them. Can we please get some advice on how to best navigate these challenges or this challenge? Any advice on how to best navigate this challenge or challenges? Oopsie. Oh, okay. Let's get one more. Any advice on how to best navigate this or these challenges? Is it okay? Yep. And finally, what is something the people of Pile 2 are already doing that they should keep doing? What is something that people of Pile 2 are already doing that they should keep doing? What's something the people of Pile 2 are already doing they should keep doing? What's something the people of Pile 2 are already doing that they should keep doing? What is something my Agate people of Pile 2 are already doing they're invited to keep doing? Okay. Okay. So we do have everything. Seven of Swords flipped over for this last pile. I might have to get through the shuffling because especially for this and this question, it took forever to come out. And before we move into that part, I forgot to mention something at the beginning. But when I was preparing for your oracle cards, usually I put my electronics on do not disturb. I completely forgot this time and I received a notification. It was just my Duolingo stuff, but maybe learning something or learning a language is like gonna be not a theme for you, but is relevant to any of you. Yeah, it was for my Japanese lessons, so if ever Japan has been coming up, that could be confirmation for any of you. But let's see, oh my god, at the bottom of your deck, that is so lovely, we have the Three of Cups. So I'm taking this also as extra indication for the energy of your month. You're very likely to be supported in this endeavor, in this looking within yourself. I did say that I felt like you were more likely to be a bit less into the real world and more within yourself. If that's the case, I do think that you're still gonna be supported, like your friends are gonna be celebrating your findings, or you're gonna have people you can share your thoughts with, and they're gonna be very open to receiving what you have to say and hear about what you're finding out about yourself. So yeah, definitely do not be scared to express who you truly are, because it's very likely that you're going to be received in a very positive way. Again, use your discernment to know who to do that with, because I do think that deep down you know who you can trust with that or not, but ultimately you have people in your corner that are ready to celebrate your wins. So now, moving on to the things you're invited to focus on this month. Can I? No. You have the Two of Wands and the Ace of Cups, which I find to be a lovely combination. This feels like, I read the Ace of Cups as being pour into your own cup so it can overflow, and once it overflows, it means you also have enough to pour into your other relationships. And the Two of Wands is about realizing that you cannot make a wrong decision. You have the world in your hands basically, and maybe you're gonna have to decide which path you want to pursue or what you want to go after. Try to remember that there's not a right and wrong decision. It's just that each one is gonna lead you on a different path, but there's no wrong one. You're gonna learn what you need to learn no matter what. And being more connected to yourself emotionally and pouring into yourself emotionally is most likely gonna help you, well, understand that and make a choice that feels better for you and not just for your mind. But yeah, ultimately it's also trying to see things on the bright side, which I know isn't always the easiest, but tapping within yourself for all your resources and all your desires and all the good there is going to help you know and feel what path or what choice is most likely to be the most enjoyable for you. Even though, again, there's no wrong choice. It's just, well, first, what do you make of it once you have decided to go onto something? Do you keep wondering, oh, what if I had made the other choice? What if? Or do you enjoy the process as it goes? And try to, yes, stay connected to yourself, because that's how you can move forward and at least trust that you've done the very best for your own sake. On his kind of flag thing, we have Mars and Aries. So I'd say that the only wrong choice is not taking any action and just waiting for things to happen. That's most likely not gonna get you where you want to go. But as long as you're taking steps, and especially steps that feel right for you, you're very likely to get to where you want to be, or maybe even better than what you're expecting. Now onto your challenges. I cannot do this. You got, oh, the Hangman, number 12, and the Four of Wands. That is quite the positive card usually. The Hangman as a challenge could be that you might need to shift your perspective on some things. Maybe situations are not gonna go as smoothly as you were hoping for them to go, and it's gonna take you a little bit of rethinking or rewiring your thought pattern to make the best of that time. But yeah, the main challenge would be having to see things from a different perspective for this one. The Four of Wands is usually quite the celebration. It can be the card of home, so maybe this having to see things differently is regarding your home life. That's what I'm getting from these two. So yeah, seeing things from a different perspective, or finding out new things, receiving new information regarding your home life, or for once can also be the foundations of something. So if there's a project or something you've been trying to build, and you haven't seen growth from that yet, or it's not where you want it to be yet, maybe a challenge would be to have to check the foundations of it again. Maybe you're going to realize that there are some things that need rethinking, or some kind of reworking on them. So yeah, that's the main thing. A challenge being the perspective you have on things, and then either that being in your home life or on the foundations of a project you have or something you're building, or both, maybe it can be as well. But now for the advice, you got, oh, I cannot grab anything with my nail. You have the Three of Swords. Pile 1 also had this as an advice. I think that's quite funny. And the Seven of Cups. So these two as advice. The Seven of Cups to start, I'd see as try to see what is a real possibility and what is wishful thinking, because the Seven of Cups is having so many options available to you. It's just that some are gonna work out and some just don't have potential, but they all seem as shiny at first glance. So you might have to like dive a bit deeper to see what could actually work, what is sustainable, what feels right to you. And with the Three of Swords, actually, it could be to really find the balance between your mind and your heart. What does each one of these want, and find common ground, some kind of common ground, and that helps you decide between the cups, like which ones are worth pouring your energy into. The Three of Cups, a personal way I read it, is also how much are you prolonging the suffering of your heart with your mind? Like how much is your mind thinking about something that's hurting your heart, when if you took the time to just sit down and assess the situation, you would realize that your heart has moved on from it. And so you can dedicate your energy to something else. I also kind of see it as your heart and your mind being at war. So again, finding the balance and taking the time to see what is in the cups and which one you want to dedicate some time and some energy to, so that you can like rework on this situation with a new perspective, because you'll have like reassessed what's important to you, what matters to you, and yeah, what you want to dedicate your time and your energy to. So starting from there, if there's any change you have to make on the situation, it's going to be a lot easier, because you'll be a lot more clear on what you truly want and what you want to give your time to. And now for something you're already doing that you should keep doing. Wait, oh, I gotta stop trying to pick them up. We have the Knight of Swords and oh, the Nine of Swords. Something you're already doing. Well, I'm not gonna read this as like the main traditional meaning, because it's kind of like overthinking and anxiety. However, I do think you've been thinking things through very well and in a very logical way. So that's something good to keep doing. Do not lose sleep over anything, please. Please, please, please. But yeah, these two together, it feels like you've been doing the thinking, so like the very logical aspect of something, of appraising a situation, and you've been taking action, like going for it, but it's coming from a place of really understanding the situation and not being like headstrong about something or hell-bent on doing things that maybe are not the best for you. You just think things through logically, maybe even come up with a plan on how to go after something, and then you take action. And once you start taking action, there's like nothing that can stop you to reach your goal. So yeah, keep doing that. You've been doing well on that front, so definitely keep doing that. And it's making me think that seeing that you have the needing to change perspective, probably you're really gonna be tapping into that energy of rethinking things through. And once everything is more aligned with what you find you truly desire, you're like taking action and going for it all the way through, thinking the whole process to completion. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And that's what I have for you, pile 2. There's quite a lot of like thinking, and then I feel reassessing and redirecting your energy into things that really matter to you. So that seems pretty cool. It could be a bit intense, like not emotionally but internally. However, with the 3 of Cups, you're definitely, yes, supported, and you have people in your corner. So if you need to rely on your friends or your family, I see these most as friends, but if you have friends you can rely on and you feel comfortable doing so with, definitely like give them a call or something. I feel that they'd be more than happy to support you in that journey. But yeah, let me end this with a little angel message for my people of pile 2. What is their little message? Their last messages for today for their month of August. Let's get another one. Another one. One last message for my people of pile 2. Okay, and you have integrity that flipped over. So yeah, just stay true to yourself and to your values. But for your messages, you got, oh, there's a car alarm going off. Okay, so maybe that's super important. So you got precious gifts. Friendship, family, and love are precious gifts. Do not lose sight of what is essential. Ooh, so maybe that's something you need to, maybe you've been like focusing on other aspects of your life, and you're realizing that maybe family isn't, like you've been working a lot or with your friends a lot and didn't have as much time for family, and you're realizing that maybe you have a way of balancing that a bit better. Yeah, just food for thought. And Blue Angel, I, Archangel Michael, am beside you. I am all around you and protect you forever. Do not forget this every time you are scared. I love you. Everything is fine. Ah, that is lovely. So you're definitely protected in everything that you're embarking on. It can be a bit scary diving into the unknown, but you have people around you, even though you can't see all of them. But yeah, it feels like a lot of, you're working a lot within yourself, but you might realize in doing that you have a very strong support system in your friends, in your family, in the divine that you could not be aware of before. But you might have more proof of that this month of August. So that is beautiful for you, pile 2. And that's where I'm gonna leave you today. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, and if it did resonate in any capacity, feel free to let me know in the comment or with a like if you feel like it. I'm trying to be a bit more consistent with these, so I'll hopefully see you in the next one. If you want to catch it, you can always subscribe. And in any case, thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. It was an honor. It was a pleasure to spend this moment with you and with your energy as well. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you in the next one still. So until then, please take the very best care of yourselves. Bye. Hello, pile 3. So if you picked the Moss Agate, this is gonna be your reading. It is the next day, so the light isn't the best today. Hopefully that works out. One thing I did want to mention is that when I prepared your oracle cards, they all fell on the floor, and one of them even fell in, like, I do this at my desk quite obviously, and I have a little like trash bag for like the papers I throw away, and one of them fell into that. So we're gonna dive into the cards, but it kind of feels like getting rid of stuff this month. Like you're putting it in the trash. Like, I don't need that anymore, I'm putting it in the trash. But for your card, so you got number 18, Coral. Allow flow and synchronicity into your life. Then you got You're already doing it. Stop overthinking. Keep facing your true north. And that's the one that fell in the trash. So I think you're putting your overthinking in the trash. You're like, I don't need you anymore. And you got Vulture. So this all really felt like you're getting rid of something rotten somehow. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that word properly. But you've maybe accepted things for far too long, and you've reached a point where it might not be living your life, I want to say, smoothly, but it doesn't have to be brutal or anything like that. It's just maybe very sudden, and a decision that you're taking, like, radical. It's kind of as if you had a jumper in your wardrobe for years and years and years. You had not worn it in years, but you always kept thinking, well, maybe one day I'll wear it again, kind of keeping it close just in case. And one day you wake up and you're like, no, I cannot do this anymore, I cannot keep this anymore, and you just give it away or throw it away if it's in too bad of a shape. But it's been lingering until that point where you make a decision and it stops. So that could be that kind of energy. I'm sorry, Boundary, I have my window open, but there's a lot of wind, so it keeps like opening and closing. So if there's a noise, I'm gonna try to make it stop, but this is what it is. So I'm very sorry if that's annoying. It has been annoying me a little bit, I'm gonna be honest. But back to your reading. There's also a message of you being more receptive, maybe, of whatever's going on, and being able to identify what works for you and what doesn't. Some kind of shift in your perspective that's helping you do that. And it's, yeah, you're more receptive and you're seeing what's going on. And then it's always the question, am I seeing the synchronicities because I'm open to seeing them, or are there more happening right now? And honestly, it's your call. I'm gonna say it. Maybe before there was not that many and you could not see them because they were just not happening. But either they're coming in, and the more you see them, the more open you are to seeing and receiving them, or the shift happens first in your perspective and then things start lining up for you too. With this, you're already doing it. It is trusting your path, trusting that everything you've done and been through until now was you walking the path you were destined for. That never, and I mean never ever, implies that if you've been through any kind of traumatic, abusive experience that was meant to be on your path. I do not believe that. So if that's the case, you were never meant to suffer through that. Just let me be very clear about that. This is more so about life challenging, or maybe feeling that you're behind when you look around you and things like that. But yeah, I do not believe that abuse or harassment or bullying or anything like that is ever supposed to be the part of someone's journey. That, no, I just don't abide to that. So just wanted to make that clear before we move on. But if you feel, yeah, maybe you feel like you should be further along your path now, or you should be somewhere else, or around other people, or doing another job, I don't know, any of that kind of things, trust that you are exactly where you need to be when you need to be. And it's very likely that August is gonna bring in a shift in your perspective that helps you understand that. And I mean, it's not fun. That is actually something I've been going through recently, where I feel so behind. I feel like I've made all the wrong choices to get to where I'm at right now. And at the same time, there's something that's been waking up of, but if I had not gone through all of that, I probably would not dare to try the things I'm willing to try now. And I needed all that build up to reach to that point. Yeah, that's just something I've been thinking about a lot recently. And it's also about finding balance of not blaming yourself for everything while still learning the lessons that you got from that, and holding yourself accountable for where maybe you haven't been the best version of yourself for you, but using that as a way to move forward, integrating this and making it, helping you make you stronger, and also maybe more empathetic and more accepting of others who would need it because they're kind of going through the same thing and blaming themselves, you know. So I went on a whole tangent there, didn't I? But trust that you are on your right path. If you need to take a break to reassess, that's fine, obviously. Do whatever feels right to you, but you're more likely to realize that your direction is still the right one. You're still facing your goal, even if maybe you had to take a detour at some point. There's actually, oh my god, another tangent. There's someone I follow on Twitter. She's not an astrologer, but she's really into astrology and talks about that a lot. And she talked about a theory of, there's a point you have to go to, there's your destiny basically. So you're at point A, your destiny is point B, but the journey isn't fixed, so you can take 50 different paths to get to point B. And so then the whole question is, how much are you gonna enjoy the journey, because your destination is the same anyways. And I find that extremely freeing, because I do believe that there are fixed points in our lives that we cannot escape. So how do you make the journey enjoyable? And another person commented, I don't know if it's the official name of that, but they called that the fixed point theory, and I really like that. So if there's something you're meant to experience, you will. And I strongly believe that your biggest dreams, your true desires, the things you feel pulled towards are that, or they're a way to make you move towards the thing you're supposed to experience. So definitely, if you feel a bit disconnected, it's okay. Just try to reconnect with what it is that you're desiring, maybe the whys you've been moving forward all this time, to help you either find a renewed sense of purpose or reactivate your motivation. But yeah, there are kids playing outside too, so if you hear some laughs, this is what it is. Maybe that's an invitation to reconnect with our inner child as well, inner children, so sorry. But yeah, that's like the main theme of the month for you. With the vulture card, a very interesting message is that, I mean, it taps back into the shift in perspective, but it's things not being as they seem, because the vulture, they have a very bad image, right? But they're actually one of the way, like a key component of the balance in our ecosystem. They're ridding us of what would rot before it does, and before it leads to like illnesses or anything of that kind. It's kind of a blessing in disguise in a way, like protection. And back to this ending up in the trash, it's taking out of your life something that was rotting, like relationships, projects, I don't know, living situations, anything of that kind. It's taking it out of your life. So it's more of a guardian than anything else. So definitely keep in mind that you're most likely protected on your path. And I did, actually preparing for your reading, check the guidebook for this, and I opened it right on the page of the card, which it's not a page that it usually opens on. Like, I know there are a few animals that I see often, because when I open the guidebook they end up on that. Vulture is not one of them, so it's definitely reinforcing to me the feeling that you're right where you should be. And another message with this that I found very interesting is that it's the one that does what no one else does in the ecosystem. Like, it just does the hard work, or the thing that seems a bit, not disgusting, but not appealing, so that we can keep moving forward. So maybe, yeah, you might be more willing to not get your hands dirty, but yeah, put in some kind of effort that maybe other people are not willing to put into their path, so that you can keep moving forward in what is aligned for you. Yeah, that's like the main energy for your month. We're gonna dive into your tarot now, and finally I have put my phone high enough so that we can keep your oracle cards in frame. Okay, now for your tarot, I'm gonna pull all the cards at once, so I'll try to have the timestamps for the beginning of the reading either on screen or in the description. But yeah, what we want to see is first, what is something or an area of your life you're invited to focus on this month? Okay, oh, that came out quickly. Your two other friends took forever. Okay, I closed my window a bit because there's a lot of noise now. Next question is, what challenge or challenges can you expect this month? For my pile 3, what challenge or challenges can they expect this month of August? What challenge or challenges can my people of pile 3 expect this month of August? What challenge or challenges can my people of pile 3 expect? Okay, let's get another one. Okay, can we get any advice on how to best navigate these? Any advice on how to best navigate these challenges? Okay. And finally, what is something people of Chapter are already doing that they should keep doing? Something the people of Part 3 are already doing. Okay, let's take this. That they should keep doing. Oh, wow, wow, wow. What is something the people of Part 3 are already doing they should keep doing? Okay, so this came out pretty quickly compared to your two other friends. Now, bottom of your... Oh, you have the Emperor. Ooh, it looks like you're building something. And like the Emperor, he can build even from the rubbles or from nothing. He can build an empire basically. So that is a beautiful energy that you have. So again, even if you're nowhere near where you wanted to be or you thought you would be by now, trust that step by step, brick by brick, you're building your empire, whatever it is for you. Now let's dive into what you're invited to focus on this month. Oh, okay. So you have the Three of Pentacles and the Two of Swords. I'm gonna read these are as two different things. The Three of Pentacles is about collaboration or working in a team, building something with other people. So maybe on your path so far you've been on your own a lot, and August might be a good time to either seek like-minded people or people with the same goals as you to help each other out in building the life you desire, or not dismissing help when it presents itself. But it's a lot about teamwork, and maybe this phase of your life is asking you to not be so stuck on wanting to work it all out on your own. It's okay to need other people. The Three of Swords of Pentacles, in terms of collaboration, talks a lot of finding people who have the skills you don't have, and then you offering the skills they don't have, so that you can build something like strong and sturdy, and something that's gonna grow. But you don't have to do it all on your own, and you actually might need to let other people in, and it doesn't have to be emotional. It can just be very practical. But looking out for help might be a big thing. And the Two of Swords is, I want to say it's going to depend on your situation, because it is about making a choice. A lot of the time on the card, the person that holds the two swords has a blindfold on, they have their back towards like the sea and the moon, and it talks a lot of being disconnected from your intuition and being unable to make a choice. If that's you, it's definitely a good idea to postpone the choice making if you can. It's like let it rest, let it simmer a bit. I'm sorry, I've been fighting with my window, but taking some time to think it through, see how you feel, see how things move forward, and it's very possible and very likely that in the upcoming weeks some things are gonna come up that are gonna help you make a decision, or you're gonna be able to reconnect with what you truly desire, and in turns that help you make the decision that works for you best. If you have to make the decision now, like at this time, try as much as possible to connect with what feels right. Yes, look at the facts, but also deep down, you know what you want your life to look like, you know where you want to go. Obviously, you have to take your circumstances into account, but as much as possible, tune into yourself to make the decision. So yeah, and again, if you can, postpone it a little bit. It's very likely that if you wait out a little bit, you're gonna have more clarity on how you want to move forward. Now for your challenges, you got the Six of Swords and the Seven of Cups, which I'm also reading as two different things. The Six of Swords might be it can be that you have to get yourself out of a situation, and like you have to find your steps very carefully to get to a better place. It can also speak of foreign travel. If ever that resonates, take it. But yeah, taking yourself out of a, like, I want to say sticky situation. It doesn't have to be, but it's an uncomfortable situation, something that is no longer for you. And maybe it's hard to get out of, yeah, the hard times. It's also something that when you're so used to things being challenging and, yeah, hard and second guessing everything before you take action, it's really hard to step into an energy of like flow and softness and lightness, and that could be a challenge for you, because this Six of Swords is really moving from a place of discomfort and struggles to something better, and you could very well be in that transition at this time. With the Seven of Cups, oh, actually they could tie in together. Seven of Cups would be to recognize what opportunities are actually going to help you build something long term, or what is just wishful thinking and like some kind of rose-colored fog or whatever. So yeah, you could struggle with recognizing what are actually beneficial opportunities and what is just like there to tempt you in a way. Yeah, and maybe that could be because if the wrong cup is at the end of the Six Swords, that's gonna be hard to move forward that because deep down you're gonna realize that that's not actually something I want, you know. But let's see your advice on how to best navigate that. So you get the Nine of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. That's making me think that staying grounded in the reality is going to be very important. The Nine of Pentacles is you've done all the work, so you're just going to be able to receive your rewards for that. So it's like, yeah, reaping the rewards of your work. So maybe taking some time to think and let things grow before you make any kind of decision would be a good thing to do. Sorry, this month. It is that you have built very strong foundations as well. So if ever that feels not very stable, maybe revisit what this is, the thing that you have built so far. What is it and how can it help you recognize which cups are for you? The Queen of Pentacles, she is very grounded and very connected with herself as well. So definitely dive into that. It can be someone with more expertise than you. So again, if there's someone around you that you can ask either for help or for their opinion, and then you do with it whatever you want to, like you don't have to act on that, but it can give you some insight, hindsight, another idea. But these two, they're just making me think of staying grounded in what you can see as well, and in what's there in the material, and at the same time keeping in mind your long-term goals, so that you can see what is aligned with them and which steps to take towards that, and not be parasited. That is not a word. Not have so many thoughts and ideas come into your mind. And yeah, is it a word, parasite? That is not how you use that in English. But try to take over when your end goal is very clear to you. Hopefully that made sense. Now for something you're already doing that you're invited to keep doing, you have the Nine of Swords. Pile 2 got that one too. Oh, and the Knight of Pentacles. So I'm gonna read this the same way I did for pile 2. This is not an invitation to keep overthinking. However, it's making me think that so far you have managed to assess situation in a very logical way. The way you think about things and plan things is very logical. You really think things through. You're very thorough in the way you approach either new ideas or the projects you have. So even if you can get in your head sometimes, you're just very thorough, and you dive very deep into the thoughts and into the ideas that you have. With the the Knight of Pentacles, it's making me think that you've just been taking it slow and steady, but still moving forward, and that you definitely should keep doing that. Again, you're exactly where you need to be at the time that you need to be. So just keep moving forward. He's putting in the work, he's putting in the effort, and he's just building very, very strong foundations for the life he desires. So and with this, I'm gonna say that he is using his mind and his thinking brain to do that and to move forward, which is a very good thing because he is prepared. Yeah. Part 3, that is what I have for your reading. So we're just gonna end with a couple of angel messages for you. So any last message for my people of pile 3? Any last message for my people of pile 3 today? Any last message for my people of pile 3? Any last message for my people of pile 3 today? Oh, okay, you got 3. Oh, Blue Angel at the bottom of your deck. That's again the same that pile 2 got. If ever you were wondering about pile 2, this might be like an invitation. So you got creative potential. By nature, you are infinitely creative. Life is an ocean of creativity awaiting to flow through you. You are free to express all of your heart's desires. Ooh, that is lovely. Then we have Archangel Raphael. Feel my emerald light envelope you. I, Archangel Raphael, offer you healing and serenity. The storm will soon clear and the sun will shine for eternity. Trust or be confident. And oh my god, this card came out like when I was just shuffling the deck a couple of times. A divine mystery. Align yourself with the sun, the earth, the moon, and the stars that are one with the great all. The divine mystery reveals itself in each instant. Feel the power of the here and now. Be in the present moment and celebrate the marvels of creation. Hopefully that made sense. My translation made sense. Yeah, it really feels like this month is about not finding your purpose again, but realizing that you have been on your purpose path all along, and maybe it hasn't felt super fun recently, but connecting with other people to maybe see more growth in that aspects and tapping into new ways to create could help you. Overall, it does really feel that whatever goes on, you're protected and you're where you should be, where you're supposed to be, even if maybe you don't feel like it right now. But yeah, it's also all about remembering that every instant is kind of a miracle anyways, even if we don't feel like it sometimes. At that, given the societies we're living at the moment, the circumstances might be not ideal, but remembering your divinity and the more that is life could be helpful also this month. Yeah, hopefully that made sense. Hopefully that was a little bit uplifting, and hopefully that resonated a little bit. But yeah, part 3, if ever it did resonate or you enjoyed the reading in any capacity, feel free to leave a comment or a like if you feel like it. I'm trying to be more consistent with these, so if you want to catch the next one, feel free to subscribe as well. In any case, thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. It was an honor and it was a pleasure to spend this moment with you. I'll hopefully see you in the next one still. So until then, please take the very best care of yourselves. Bye!